What is going on, family? Good morning. Happy Friday. It's Friday, right? Yeah, Friday. Early September. Welcome to the Elevation Podcast. We are live. And this is actually our first live podcast.
Yeah.
Pretty excited about today. I have a very special guest with me today. Really one of the reasons why I even started the Rick Ortiz Realty team. And she's pretty new to real estate. She's absolutely crushing it. And just wanted to, go over some stuff, highlight her, go through her story. She is going to be sharing some good information for new agents and really just how to balance life, So Mayte, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me. This is really fun.
Yeah. Super excited for today, guys. So we're just going to kind of get into it. So the first question I have for you, Mayte, just tell me a little bit about yourself right now. What do you do, and what do you do on a daily basis? Walk me through a day with Mayte.
So basically, I like everybody, we get up. As you guys know, I do have a big family. I have 4 kiddos, my husband, and so we get up super early, get the kids ready for school.
Mm-hmm.
We take them to school together. That's the cool thing about, being a real estate agent. We get to do those kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
Take them to school, come back. My office is at home, so I work mostly from home. And depending on what my day consists of, with like realtor things, it depends. But yes, definitely realtor stuff during the day. Then I have to go pick up my kids, depending on if I have showings or if I don't. It's kind of like an ongoing kind of thing,
So you're pretty nonstop, right?
Yes,
what time do you usually go to bed?
So I try to go to sleep early, but it doesn't happen that way.
Yeah, because you were just on live with Jake the other day,
sometimes
like 11:30.
Yeah, sometimes I just get on there and I'm like, hey, I want to see who's awake right now, see.
But you're also very early too, right? So you get up. Yeah. You get up pretty early.
So I get up like around 5:45. No, not really. 6. Mentiras.
Yeah.
No, like 6 a.m.
That's still early.
Yeah. And try to get the kids up.
Right.
Without them being fussy,
Nice. So you said you're a real estate agent, right? How long have you been in real estate?
It's going on 2 years.
2 years?
No, well, a year and a half.
So you have a full family, right? Mm-hmm. You're busy, full-time mom. Yes. Before you even got into real estate, I seen you super busy at that, right? So what caused you, or what drove you to get into real estate? What was it, something that just interests you, or? So
I remember when we were getting our home. At the time, I was a stay-at-home mom. So I remember when we were getting our home, I thought, man, this is nice. Like, this is like an awesome feeling, like getting your first home. Yeah. And I know Martin. When
y'all bought y'all's home.
Yes.
Okay.
So I remember Martin bringing it up a couple of times, and I was like, you know what? Like, why don't I do this?
Yeah.
He kept bringing it up, and I'm like, I don't know, right? Mm-hmm. But then I started seeing it more often, and then I saw you on there, and I'm like, hey, I can do this, Yeah. And
I'm just an average guy, right?
No.
Oh, that guy can do it.
No.
Yeah, you can do it.
No, not like that at all. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to him because Jake knows you. So I was like, I feel comfortable, asking my sister's fiance. Yeah. So, that's how I was like, I'm just going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to do it. Yeah. And I wanted something that was going to be flexible.
Which it has been to a certain extent, right?
Yes. Yeah, it is 24/7. Real estate 100%. Is 24/7. Yeah. But it is flexible. Like, I get to, I need these hours for my kids. Yeah. And, it works. Good. It works well.
Yeah. So that's good. So obviously, right, you dove right into real estate. Like I said, Mayte is one of the reasons, or the main reason why I even started a team. The biggest thing for me was trying to teach agents and coach them was new to me, right? So Mayte actually taught me a lot as far as, knowing what to do. I learned as much as she did. So it was pretty crazy. So kind of walk me through, what do you do to balance both family life and real estate? Because there's times where you call me and ask me a question, right? And I hear the babies in the back and you're like, oh, I'm at a showing. And I'm like, dang, you're like on the go 24/7.
Yes. So it is insane. It is like, oh my goodness. Well, I mean, I think I go off of that, like, being busy.
But you enjoy being busy.
I do.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's like a weird feeling. Like I just go off of it. But it is crazy. Sometimes my clients will be like, hey, there's this house that just popped up. You know how that goes.
And you got to go.
And I don't have anybody to
just like take the kiddos.
Yeah.
And,
I have my mother-in-law who is super helpful.
Yeah, for sure.
And my mom too in the mornings.
Shout out Mama Kama.
Shout out to the grandmas, right?
Yep.
But sometimes I'm like, I have to go right now. And the kids just go with me.
Yeah,
and
there's not much you can do. Yeah. Yeah. So you're in real estate now. You've actually picked up business recently, right? And the market has, for everybody that has heard and seen, it's crazy, right? So everything that you have heard is could be right or wrong, but as far as like the term craziness in the real estate market, 100% true. So, the market took a turn for, I guess you could say, the worst for a lot of agents. A lot of people are losing business. It kicked a lot of first-time home buyers out of the market, and now the average buyer, as far as San Antonio wise, it's kind of hard to afford it because of what interest rates went and the prices of homes and things like that. So, but your business has increased, right?
Yes.
In the past month and a half, it's been insane, right?
Yeah.
So you tell me about, how did that happen? What kind of clients did you get? How did they reach out to you? Was it more of, where did they come from?
So it just, I started at a crazy time, It was
when you started real estate, it was like, hey, here's everything all at once.
Yes, everything all at once. Yeah. The rates were up and down, and then it went bad. Then they didn't have DPA. Yeah. It was just up and down, crazy world. Yeah. So we had all sorts of things. But at summertime, I remember saying I'm gonna take it easy. The kids are out from school.
Yeah.
Right at the end of summer, it just came to me, Most of my clients that I help are Spanish speaking.
Okay.
Those are the ones that reach out to me and they tell me you know what, I can't find anybody that speaks Spanish. I'm like, I'll help you out.
Yeah, you relate to them.
Yes.
In a different way. That's
yes.
Good.
So right now I have a few Spanish speaking. A lot of my Instagram people are the ones that reach out to me. So I think it just came all at once.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to take it because the kids are going to school and I'm going to.
Yeah, for sure.
Do it. It's been good.
Excuse me. So as far as real estate goes, this time of year is technically what a lot of agents, call slow season, right? You've been able to perform very well, and you actually just picked up your first listing, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So how's that going?
That is going good.
Yeah.
It's going good,
That's good.
How
do you like that side compared to the buyer side?
I actually like it a lot. I love it.
Yeah.
So I do have 2 listings.
Oh, 2 listings. Okay. My bad. Don't cut you short now. Okay.
And one of them is actually going to be sold cash. So.
Oh, nice. So you already have it sold, right?
Not completely sold, but we're getting there.
We're working on it.
Yes.
Okay, good.
So,
good.
but I love the listing side.
Yeah.
I think I want to do that more.
Yeah, for sure.
Because the buyers, obviously, those are the heart, because you're getting them into their first home.
Right, exactly.
Or, into a new home. Yeah. But the listing is fun.
It is, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so whenever I started my general real estate career, I hopped right into it. It was technically a buyer's market, I guess you could say. It's hard to kind of determine what the market is right now, whether it's a seller's market, a buyer's market. Homes are still flying off the shelf. There's a lot of things that are going on in today's world that are affecting everything. So as far as the buyer side, seller side, it's still a great time to sell, still a great time to buy. So, reach out to our team, let us know if we can help you. But so kind of walk me through, your thought process as you're learning as a new agent, right? So you get into real estate. Obviously, you reached out to me, which was pretty cool. I felt honored that you even reached out to me. I was like, hey, can I, learn from you a little bit, you know? And it was pretty cool. So as far as like when you first got licensed, what helped you learn and, gain experience? What helped you develop who you are today as far as a real estate agent? Because now you're pretty... In a short span of time, you're I guess you could say you're somewhat of an experienced agent because you've been through a lot, right?
Yes.
And so tell me, what has helped you to get to where you are today as far as
what has helped me besides you helping me a lot, because I bug you all day, bug him all day. I told him since the beginning, like, I'm gonna be calling you for anything.
Yeah. The first day she called me like 9 times. But it was cool. It was cool though.
Yeah. So I think in the beginning, it was a little hard because I had to learn how to balance, you know? And then also in real estate, in school, they don't teach you how to get your leads, how to get out there, put your foot out there. They don't teach you any of that. That has to be from you.
Yeah. They don't teach you the real real estate world.
No,
right?
They just teach you like
the legal stuff.
the legal stuff. But in a way, I've always kind of been like, my mom has taught me to be a go-getter, to just don't be afraid. I think that's a big thing,
right?
With a lot of agents is we're scared.
Right.
We're scared that we're not gonna do good. We're scared that we're gonna fail, and there's gonna be a lot of bumps in the road. It just happens, right? Like even till this day, like there's so many hurdles that we have to get past. But I think it's just not giving up.
Yeah, for sure.
Not giving up is the main thing.
Key,
The way I do it, I do my daily tasks. So whatever has to get done for the day, and then get over that hurdle, and the next day, whatever comes at me. Yeah. That's kind of how I take it.
Yeah. So I just want to add on to that a little bit as far as the balance with life, and real estate and kids. So because I'm a new dad, right? So I had to adjust as well. Man, that guy, I was just talking to Saulo over there, and man, things have just changed completely as far as my life. It's the best thing that has ever happened to me, though. So
how different is it?
Man, it's night and day. I could tell you, like, I was very humbled by my son, and the reason being is because everyone told me, right? I can't tell you how many times people even without kids told me, hey, be prepared for no sleep, right? And I feel like they were just talking crap, right? Like they were just like, be prepared to not sleep, yeah. And I'm like, So prior to Ivan, I had a schedule where I was probably going to sleep at 12:30, sometimes 1 o'clock. I was still getting up at like 5 o'clock. And it was nothing, it was like, it's just, this is just another day. I woke up, people would trip out on me like, dang, like, how are you still functioning? Even Anna would ask me like, hey, you're not tired? And I'm like, no, I think it's because it's always go, though, So that's another part of the reason why I just enjoy being busy. That's a big thing for me. But as far as like the change, I was very humbled with the sleep and everything, right? So newborn, waking up every hour and a half, 2 hours max, and you're napping the whole night, napping at night. And
it's just napping. It's not straight. It's not deep sleep.
No.
It's not that good old deep sleep.
Good old deep sleep. No, you don't get that no more. So, so it changed drastically. I had to adjust and learn how to live my new life. You know what I mean? Because that's literally what Ivan did for us. He's brought a new life to us, and it's crazy. I tell Anna all the time, I just like stare at him, and it's like,
it's beautiful,
I just
right?
can't. Yeah, I just can't. Like, I never thought I could love someone so much until he was born, but it's crazy. Things have just changed crazy, but I was blessed to be able to take a 3-month span off where I kind of just stepped away. I was still helping people, helping families, helping my agents. But as far as full-time real estate, being out and about, I took a little bit of time off to enjoy time with my son, and it was and I had never in my real estate career taken time off, period, so I for sure needed that. And then right back at it, literally at the 3-month mark. I told myself, hey, it's a switch. I just gotta turn it on. So it's been go since then. So,
but he is getting older and he's getting longer sleep.
Yes,
right.
That's a blessing.
That helps you. That goes a long way.
It does. Yeah, it's a blessing. But I have a lot of people in the chat right now.
Let me see.
Appreciate all of you tuning in. It's all the support. We just love it. Bree, but we have DPA right now. She's like, "What's up?"
Bree was like, "I want to know every part of your life."
Dude, for real, she loves you. She's freaking in love with you. So since we're getting into your life, right? What do you do for fun? Let's say, right?
I'm not fun at all.
Okay, look, kiddos are asleep.
I know.
Right? Real estate's done. You're chilling.
TikToks.
What is it? TikToks. You make TikToks. You dance all the time, right?
TikTok is fun.
It is fun.
But no, what do I do for fun?
Yeah.
I don't really go out at all. Like, I'm not this party girl that takes weekends. That's something that I don't do.
Not your cup of tea.
But I'm kind of like a homebody. I like doing arts and crafts.
That's cool.
Painting furniture. Before doing real estate, I would do different kinds of things. Like, I would sell shirts. I would sell furniture. Like,
just different stuff.
Those are like my little things.
Jake had told me one time that I don't know if it was a dresser or what, but you found a piece of furniture and you got it for very cheap. And you fixed it up and you sold it for more.
A vanity.
Yeah, vanity. There you go.
Yeah, it was a vanity, and I think I got it for like $20 maybe.
Dang.
I sold it for like $175.
See, that's pretty cool. Damn, that's.
But I've always, since I was little, like right out of high school, my mom, she was single parent, right? So she couldn't give me all the things that I liked, and then I started seeing things. I'm like, oh, that's pretty. I like to get all the pretty things, right? So she's like, pues te tienes que poner a trabajar, like,
What does that
I'm
mean?
Like,
I don't speak Spanish.
you got to get to work to get what you want. Okay. So
your mom's tough.
Yeah, she's tough.
She's tough.
She is. Yeah. I love her. So I said, okay.
She's awesome.
First day out of high school, graduated, everything. Went on the VIA bus to South Park Mall, and I got my first job.
Dang.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
In my lifespan, I've only had 3 jobs.
Really? What was your first job?
JCPenney, my first job.
Second.
So second, Agassi went to JCPenney and recruited me to go to them.
Oh my God. You got recruited.
I got recruited. So I was like a supervisor manager there. And then from there, I went to work at a contractor for HEB.
Oh, yeah. I remember you saying that. You were a contractor for HEB. So what were you doing there?
So I was in the HR office. I was like an HR assistant.
Okay.
/ recruiter. So I would hire the guys for the warehouses.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you weren't doing the interviewing or anything, right? You were just.
Yes.
Oh, you were. Damn. Okay.
So I would do the interviewing, the drug testing, all that stuff, and then from there that's when I had my babies. Back to back. So Martin's like, just stay home. We got this.
That's cool.
know. So I was a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
Before I became a real estate agent.
Yeah. Nice. I'm gonna get Martin on the podcast too. So I already told him he's already prepared. He's freaking crushing it too. So, man, that's cool. So right out of high school, got your first job. So you never pursued college or anything.
So I did.
Okay.
I did go to Palo Alto.
Okay. So did I. So I only went for a year and a half, maybe.
Me too.
Yeah. So we're on the same page.
Me too. We're Palominos.
Yeah, we're Palominos. Don't say that. No,
I'm not going to say that ever again.
That's cool.
So,
so went for a little bit of college, and then after that, you decided, well, Martin told you to stay home, right?
Well, I went to college and I was like, this is not for me.
Yeah. I
In
was the
high
same
school,
way.
I didn't go through my going out phase, like,
Uh-huh.
you know how
Oh,
all
yeah,
the
yeah,
teenagers
yeah.
did.
I went through it.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I went through it.
Well, I didn't. So mine happened like when I was at college, my
Okay.
first year. So,
Oh, that's cool.
so
Yeah,
kind
that
of,
was your going out phase.
yeah, it was my going out phase, and it kind of like got me off track.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
then I was like, college isn't for me. It's not
No,
for everybody.
no.
So, that's when I got my job and
Yeah,
everything,
yeah.
and
That's
it
cool.
just
That's
went
cool.
from there.
Yeah, so I never, I went through my going out phase for, right after high school. But when I started my real estate career, I had to go and delete dumb pictures and stuff. You got to clean up your
Yeah.
profile. But
I remember you telling me, like, you got to get your own separate
yeah,
real estate.
yeah. Well,
So
it's kind of hard. It's kind of
hard
hard
to
to
though,
judge.
yeah.
I've had agents ask me that too. What do you think is best? Getting another Facebook, another Instagram, or whatever, or just keeping the same one. And it's kind of hard to answer that question, because if you have a good following and you have people
Yeah.
already know who you are, it's hard to start over and just say, hey, everybody, I'm changing or whatever.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's hard. Most of
I think
the
I did
time.
that too. I think I just went back and deleted some dumb pictures.
I did the same thing, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was cool. I actually had to prepare for that even more so when I joined the car business. So I was already forced to have to clean that up a little bit, So, so you're pretty heavy on social media. I see, excuse me. I see you posting every day, multiple times, right? And one of the biggest things I told you when you first became an agent is, it may not be today, it may not be next week, may not be next month, but if you are just consistent, things will play out, right? And like you said, just recently, it just kind of came to you, So would you kind of just talk about, as far as being active on social media, how it's helped you, and has it helped you at all, or?
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. I think social media now is very big.
Yeah.
If you're not putting yourself out there, then they're not going to know who you are.
Yeah.
So I do post a lot, not even just real estate, like just personal life.
Yeah.
Stories. I love stories.
Yeah, me
They're
too.
fun. So I think posting and putting yourself out there, like, don't be afraid to do that. Like,
Yeah.
you be yourself,
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
But making people aware that you are what you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because then nobody's not going to know
Yeah.
who you are.
Exactly. So I have a quick story. I've probably told this story too many times, but I'm going to say it again. So you guys are going to listen. So when I first joined the car business, and this is why I preach putting yourself out there so heavily, right? So whenever I joined the car business, my first month, it was like my first half month, and I was in training. I was literally told just to go out there and catch ups, right? And for those that don't know, an up is somebody that drives up in the car, and there I am outside like a crow, ready to up you, right? So I was out there, just waiting for a car to pull up. Nobody was pulling up. I think it was like a Tuesday afternoon. It was probably like 100 degrees outside. And I was there with a tie, a full button up, some slacks, sweating like crazy. And I walk inside, go get a drink of water, and I see my uncle. My uncle's sitting there with another salesman, right? He's sitting there, and I'm like, hey, Unc, what's going on? And he's like, what's up, Rick? You work here? And I'm like, yeah, I do. And he was like, oh, okay, cool. And then we kind of had that awkward silence where I was like, you're really about to buy a car from somebody else. Yeah. But it was my fault. It was my fault. Damn, Unc, you got me, right? But it was my fault because I didn't put myself out there. And I'm going to be completely honest. And I'm going to piggyback off what you said about not being scared, not being afraid. I was afraid to put myself out there because I felt like if I failed or I couldn't do the car business or whatever, I felt like I was worried about what people think about me, right?
It's like your pride, like you don't want to be
Yeah.
embarrassed and things like that.
I didn't.
Like,
Yeah, so I was scared. I was scared to put myself out there. It was my first sales job. I had never sold, phones. I never sold insurance. I never sold anything. But the thing is, not putting myself out there led my uncle, and me and my uncle are friends on social media, led my uncle to just walking into a dealership, and it just, by just randomness, he walked into the dealership that I was working at, and he ended up buying a car from somebody else, which ultimately could have been a unit for me, and it could have been money in my pocket, and he probably would have got a better deal with working with me because we're family,
Yeah.
So all in all, it was a learning experience, and ever since that day, I started putting myself out on social media. And let me tell you, dude,
I'm a salesman,
from
car
the first, yes, like everybody, I am a car salesman. This is what I do. And from that very first month of me putting myself out there, I sold like 27 cars, and I salesman of the month, my very first official month in the car business. So it was, and that's just
there you go,
from putting myself out there. You know what I mean? So
people need to know.
Yeah. People need to know that as far as whatever you're gonna do in life, whether it's washing cars, whether it's a moving business, or whatever the case may be, lawn care, just go for it. You never know what can come about until you give it a try. As far as myself, real estate, car sales, I was always a 9-to-5 guy, and no offense to anybody that works a 9-to-5. I love my 9-to-5 people. It's just everybody has a different lifestyle they want to live and stuff. And I feel like for me, the 9-to-5, I did it for a long time. I worked nights at HEB warehouse for.
Oh, I remember you.
Yeah, for about like 6 years almost.
Oh,
and
6 years.
yeah,
wow.
And it was overnights. It was rough, and it taught me a lot of things in my life. But as far as anybody wanting to do a side job or something, just go for it, and make sure you put yourself out there. A lot of people are also afraid, the thing that they fall back on is, well, I'm not good with social media, I'm not good on camera. And I'm telling you,
it doesn't have to be perfect.
It doesn't have to. And there's a lot of people in real estate, and I'm saying real estate because that's my profession, but there's a lot of people in real estate right now that just are making a lot of money and are getting a lot of followers and stuff from just doing simple house tours. They're not even in front of the camera. There's a bunch of groups on Instagram that have 100K followers, and there's not one picture of the person behind the camera. So as far as being afraid, using that as an excuse, you're just doing a discredit to yourself.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be you. It can be
exactly.
homes.
Yeah, exactly.
Or whatever you're
doing. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think it's just being scared. You just got to put yourself out there.
So you're pretty active on social media, and like I told you from the jump, being as consistent on social media as possible, showing people what you do. I think you've kind of made a face for yourself as this family-oriented person that helps families get into homes, right? And
yeah, most of my clients are families.
There you go. Yeah. So
families, and then a few couples that are everybody that I've been working with has been getting pregnant, so be careful. Be careful, because if you work with me, you're gonna get pregnant. I'm serious.
Oh my God.
But yeah, families, mostly families is what I have.
You heard it, guys. If you want to get pregnant, work with Mayte. So
yeah.
Right. Oh wow, that's what I'm saying. Like, damn, that was.
I'm serious. It's happening.
7 a.m. sharp. Mayte's just letting people know.
It's mostly families.
Yeah,
I love it though. They're like, is it okay if I bring my kids? I'm like, yes, bring them. I'll bring mine next time.
Yeah. You know what? And that's right now. Whenever I'm showing homes and stuff like that, there's a lot of real estate agents and that do a lot of business and are absolutely crushing it. When they're going to show homes, I remember working at Lennar and seeing some new agents come in, and it's 100 degrees outside. They're in a full suit, And I'm like, damn, like they're coming to show. And I was working at Lennar, so at the time we were selling homes that were like under 200K, you know, brand new, and they're coming to show a home that's like 150,000, like fully suited and booted. And they're asking me for advice because I had been at Lennar for over a year, you know, just kind of like, hey, I'm new to the game, you know, whatever. And of course, I'm always one to just shed some light. I'll give you any information that I know and try to help the next person, right? So I would just tell them like, hey, sometimes, you know, the clients, and I learned this from the car business too, clients feel more pressured and feel more pressure from the agent sometimes when you're like fully suited with a tie, you know. They're just like, oh, like this guy's too big time for me, you know.
Yeah, they feel a little
intimidated.
Yeah.
But you know, as far as me and like you said, right, as far as making a face and a name for yourself, I told you that from the jump, you know. That's the biggest thing that you're gonna have to do is just make a name for yourself, and now you've kind of grown into that, you know, and a lot of people know you now. I met with some clients yesterday, and we did a walkthrough, a drywall walkthrough. That is a tongue twister, right? Pre-drywall walkthrough.
I'm not even gonna try.
Pre-drywall walkthrough. Anyways, so I met with them, and I actually was helping their son at one point too. I helped them buy their first home. We're now looking at their second home, and we're gonna sell theirs, right? So it's awesome. So super exciting. We did the walk, and the wife loves you. Like I'm the realtor. You know what I mean?
Too.
Yeah, she's
I don't know who she is, but I love her.
Last time she's like, oh, how's Mayte, right? And I'm like, she's doing good. And I'm like, how? Like, do you know her? And she's like, oh, well, I follow her. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, do you follow me? Because I'm here right now, you know? But you have, you know, kind of, like I said, made a name for yourself as this family, you know, involved person. You know, like you said, you go to showing sometimes, you bring the kiddos. Nobody's going to get mad because you bring your kiddos to the showing, you know?
So I don't take them. I try not to
all
take
the time.
them all
Yes,
the time.
I know.
But like when it's on the go and I have like, I cannot stop to make it there on time.
Yeah.
Then I'll take them, and it's fine.
Yeah.
But
so
I love my families.
Yeah. So you do TikToks, right? Do you make real estate TikTok? What kind of TikToks do you make?
Really
no, we're not gonna.
Yeah.
What kind of TikToks do you make?
Just whatever is popular, whatever is on the timeline, on the feed.
So you just imitate him.
So I get on my TikTok, and then I'm like, oh, that's a nice sound.
And you
save it.
And then you
sometimes I'm like, I'll put strategy into it, right? So I'll save it for later, like for real estate. But if it's a dance and I can learn it real quick, then I'll just do it.
You pick up dances like that, like.
Yeah.
Because you
I
were
was
in
in dance team.
You were on dance team too?
Yes.
Where'd you go? What high school?
South San.
Oh, South San. Okay.
Well, I went to Lanier and then South San.
You went to Lanier first?
Yeah. So we grew up on the west side. I don't know if you know that.
I did not.
Yeah.
What does it have to do with anything?
No, I'm just saying we went to school over there.
Okay.
Over there,
gotcha.
and then
I did not know that. No, I thought you were just straight South Side.
I think Melly was in 6th, 7th grade or 6th grade when we moved to the south side. But
so she never. Melly never went to Lanier.
No.
Okay.
Just me. I transferred from Lanier to South San my sophomore year.
Okay.
So that was like.
Right.
So bad.
Yeah. So Melly's your sister. She just had her baby, right? Have you got the chance to hold her? Or?
Yes.
Yeah. She looks just like Melly, dude.
She does.
Like,
I go over there. I try not to go too often, but I do go over there and hug her and squeeze her.
She's so adorable.
She's my baby too.
It's crazy because their first baby, Maya, looks more like Jake.
Exactly.
Like spitting
Jake.
image, right? Yeah. They're both like twins. And then now Melly had another baby.
That's
and it's baby Melly. Yeah. It's crazy.
That's cute.
So where business is today, right? It's a tornado. What kind of advice would you give to your clients, you know, as far as where the market's at, you know, like clients that are actually watching you day in and day out, and you know, they're debating on trying to buy a home, or then they're curious, they're afraid, you know, what advice would you give somebody?
I know that. I think just getting started, like seeing where you're at, you know, just get that started. You may not be ready to buy right now, but getting started to set that goal. Because if you could buy a house right now, then go for it. Yeah. Because we don't know what the market is going to bring. We've seen all kinds of crazies, ups and downs. So I always say, you know, yesterday was a great time to buy. Today is another good day, you know. So don't wait.
I agree with you. And as far as the market, like I said, it's kind of hard to determine whether it's a buyer's market or a seller's market. Buyers are getting some crazy incentives with builders. We're getting some closing cost help and stuff from the sellers. On the pre-owned side, if you're working with a good agent like us, right? We get your home sold for top dollar still, and it's all about exposure right now, you know. So I've seen a lot of agents talk about, you know, it's back to the basics. And I mean, when I got into the market, it was super hot. Interest rates were good. Buyers were, you know, buying left and right. And then it got to a point in real estate where it was just out of control, right? Where I remember having a listing, and within a week we had like 18 offers. And just seeing that, like on the listing side, right? The listing side is a little bit more work up front, but and as far as in the meantime, you know, people are coming to see your home and stuff like that. It's supposed to be, you know, a little more relaxing, I guess you could say, but going through 17 offers with your client, is a pain in the butt. But all of them are over asking. None of them are asking for concessions. So as far as right now where the market's at, it's a beautiful time to do both, you know. You're looking to upgrade. If you're looking to sell, if you're looking to downsize, now's the time.
It's a good balance right now.
Yeah.
You know.
It's the first time in a long time I've seen the market like this, and I think everybody should try to take advantage of it, and you know, just reach out. Like she said, get started. The main thing is just getting started,
figuring out where you're at.
Yep, everybody has to start somewhere. You know, whether you think you have bad credit or you just need a little bit of help, you need some advice, you need a starting point. I personally, when I was probably like 22 years old, I attempted to buy my first home. I got pre-qualified, and at the time I was like, hey, you qualify for $200,000. I'm like, cool. What's next, right? I didn't know. I was working with a realtor, and this was back then. I was still working at HEB, and didn't even know that my credit was okay. Didn't know any of the guidelines, nothing. And I think about that heavily all the time, because going back to, like, fast forwarding to now, if I would have known back then what I know now, I probably would have had like 3 houses already. and I'm being honest with you, because I would have made smarter decisions, but I didn't know. I didn't know how to buy. I didn't know where to start. And I take a lot of pride in that, and how I do business now. And like what I preach is just coming up with a game plan. The main thing is, and I talk to Bree about it all the time, the main thing is just to get started, right? And
no matter where you're at,
finding out where you're at, coming up with a game plan, and realistically, it's up to you if you want to hop on, you know, the game plan and actually start knocking things out, you know? Because if you don't, if you don't, I mean, you're just gonna be at square one again. You know what I mean? So
you do gotta execute.
So did you? I know you were supposed to have. You don't have a closing today, right?
I don't know yet. I might.
Oh, you're still like...
Well, Bree, are you still watching? Let me know.
Let me know. Oh, you're still waiting on one thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure yet, but I might have one today. If not, it'll be next week.
Yeah. Then we have 30 people. We have 30 people live with us right now.
That's awesome.
Got a bunch of good comments and stuff. If you have any questions,
is there any questions?
Yeah, if you have any questions, just shoot them.
How do we see questions?
Brianna has a question.
She said, how do you manage, this is for Mayte.
Of course it is.
How do you manage work and everything? You still just always seem so put together.
Thank you.
So the question was, how do you stay so put together? You always look fab.
So
when I
like
see
looks
you.
wise?
That's what Brianna said. I don't know. I guess she's asking how do you stay well put together? She said you look fab when she sees you.
I try to look fab as much as I can. But it doesn't always happen. But yeah, you know how when you're at home and you're not fab, I try not to post that. So you see mostly of my fabness. But my fabness. But yes, I don't know. How do I answer that question?
I don't know.
I just try to look decent.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, she thinks you're fabulous.
Yes.
Brianna's in love with you.
No, she's fabulous in her heels.
Brianna's gonna be on the podcast soon as well. She's our preferred lender, and man, me and her really started our real estate career like solo together. But yeah, she's awesome. So I saw Jaime right now. Good morning. That jersey. Yeah, man. I just got this jersey. Anna got it for me like 2 weeks ago. I've been wanting it for a long time too. So I'm a huge Astros fan heading into the playoffs. So I felt like today was the perfect day to wear it.
To show it
kick off. Yeah, to kick off the new production
with it.
of the podcast. You and TikToks. Proud of our beautiful daughter-in-law. She's got so much patience, a big heart, natural beauty, best mommy and wife.
Oh, that's my in-law, right?
Oh yeah.
I can't see the comments, but I don't want to click on it and then the video pops up.
Click it. No, go to this. No, there you go. Look. No, click it, and then there's the live feed right there.
Oh, okay.
So it says, yo, when sharing videos / pictures on Instagram, how come realtors do not share the builders' names in the caption? So, you could turn it down. Just turn it down. So to answer your question, some do, some don't. If you're referring to me, obviously, right? I don't, because to be completely honest with you, it causes people like yourself to ask a question, right? And so, gotcha, right?
Got him.
Yep, gotcha. You're getting pre-qualified. Now, just like, but in all honesty, yeah, that's the biggest thing is just, as far as a story and stuff like that, it's real quick engagement it brings out curiosity, right? So if you see a beautiful home, and you want to know more about it, because the main thing is, you see yourself living in that home, or you're like, hey, that's a possibility, because anything's possible. And you reach out and you ask like, hey, what builder is that? Or, give me more info. And I have that happen so many times just by being active, So your sphere of influence is everything. Our business is completely referral based. We don't have like an actual dealership or model home where we sit down and damn, this coffee.
Must be that good.
Yeah, it's good. We don't have something to sit down where people just kind of consistently walk through the door. So as far as posting pictures and stuff like that, we put no, not you. Yeah, that's the biggest reason why is because it's just to create engagement and
engagement.
Like that. Yeah,
that's what
engagement. Man, TikTok and Instagram is completely changing the game for a lot of real estate agents. There's a real estate agent who is from Dallas, and he's very successful off of even YouTube and just making videos. His very first year, he did over 30 mil. And, it's just the power of social media. I'm not saying everybody has to be on social media, but it's free. Why not take advantage of it,
Yeah.
So
I would love to start a YouTube, but I just got to do it.
You're just nervous.
I am.
And I don't know why, dude. Martin got you a nice computer. Right?
I know.
He hooked it up. You have a camera. You just have to press record.
I will. I will one day.
That's the biggest thing, So, I am also going to be more consistent on YouTube as well. Man, life has been crazy.
It's a little difficult
for us. It's hard. And I was just talking to one of my good friends the other day, and I was explaining to her that YouTube and being consistent on social media it sounds easy, right? It sounds so easy, but it's not though. It's not. It's easier said than done, and it takes energy. It's just like if you were to go into clock into work and do the extra, you know, let's say you're cleaning up something and you drop a piece of paper on the floor. It's that getting that paper and actually throwing it in the trash can if you miss the trash can, you know. It's that extra just doing it, right? And sometimes, you know, human nature, where we get lazy and we just kind of sit back and we don't want to do it. But
yeah. So there are days when you're like ready, and then you make a TikTok, and then it just comes naturally. But then sometimes
it's so weird.
And then sometimes it's like, okay, I need to make a TikTok, and then it just doesn't happen for you that day. That social media it's hard sometimes to you know, YouTube especially, because you have to prepare for it.
Exactly. There's a lot that goes into it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we have another question. David says, before you guys made the jump to real estate, what kind of financial condition should someone be in? Can you share your own example if possible? You want to answer that question?
So
the question is, before you guys made the jump to real estate, what kind of financial condition should someone be in? And if you want to share, I have an example.
Okay.
So as far as me, well, obviously everybody's in a different situation, right? So you can be in a different place. I think two things have to take place, and as far as from a financial condition and a mental condition. From a financial standpoint, I think you should plan out to be completely honest, anywhere from 6 months to a year saved up of your monthly expenses. And you have to over budget. You have to prepare. The biggest thing is, you know, we don't count the things that we do for luxury as well, right? We go out to eat. We take the kids out. We take the kids to go get ice cream, whatever. All that stuff adds up. And we don't take account of that whenever we're budgeting ourselves or whatever. So just plan ahead as possible. If you can somehow, some way have your bills paid for 1 year, that would be ideal. Now, I didn't. So I'm speaking from experience. I did not. I maybe had 3 or 4 months. And this also goes into the mental preparation, right? So on the mental side, you have to have a good support system. That's the biggest thing. Whether it's your husband, your brother, sister, father, mother, whoever it is, whether it's your kiddo, right? The biggest thing is having that mental support to be able to push you. And for me, man, I tell people all the time, I was on my last dollar when I became a real estate agent. I made the jump, maybe had like 4 months of bills saved up, and I made the jump. The third month, right on the line, I was pretty much on my last dollar. Had paid my last bills and stuff, and I didn't even have money to pay for my MLS, which is basically the database that we have to help clients find homes on the pre-owned side. And I had to have that mental support from Anna. I told her, I was like, hey, I'm kind of in a position. I literally, put it all out there. This is it. She helped me get my MLS, and the rest is history. So, it was like huge support.
It has to be that way.
You have to have some kind of support. And I'm not saying like financially, right? Like I'm not saying, yes, she did help me, but mentally she was there to help me the entire way. So you got to have that mental support. What would you say? I mean, the same thing or?
Same thing, but definitely that support behind you goes a long way for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
Especially getting started, because it's a whole balance. Mm-hmm. And I remember Martin, me and Martin figured out how our schedules could work. So he tries to work, his certain hours, so that way I have my certain hours when he has the kids. Yep. So it's definitely teamwork.
Yeah, and Martin's dope, because I see him. For instance, the podcast, right? Like you were like, hey, well, let me see if I can move some things around or something. Yeah. You're like, let me call Martin real quick. You called him. 2 minutes later, you're like, I'm in. And I was like, see, like that's the support you need, because real estate doesn't happen like on schedule. It's never on schedule. It's like, okay, well, this needs to happen. Like sometimes people will call me or text me like, hey, this and this is going on. can you show up? And sometimes when you go to those events or those lunches or whatever, it's something that if you didn't go to it, you would miss out on so much, you know?
Right.
So that's one of the biggest things. So Miranda says, when is the best time to become a realtor? Is there a certain time frame, start classes, or just jump on it? That's a great question. So for me, I was still working when I started my classes. I do suggest starting the classes if you're still working. Knock them out as quick as you can. Some people take longer than others. I finished mine in about 3 months. I know somebody that's finished them in 4 weeks. And I've known people that finished them in a year and a half. Oh, actually, a year. Sorry.
It took 6 months.
6 months, yes. So she took about 6 months. Everybody does it at their own pace. And it's just the sooner the better. If you're really interested in getting into real estate, yeah, just go for it. But I do suggest you starting your classes while you're working because when you're getting your license, you're going to classes, taking classes, passing tests, and studying and stuff like that. Yes, it takes a lot, but you still need some kind of income before you kind of get your feet under you, you know, in real estate. Because whenever we get somebody pre-qualified, from getting somebody pre-qualified to getting them to closing, it can be as quick as 30 to 45 days. Everything has to play out perfect. I've done it before. It happens. But there's also those clients where you get a client, takes them a while to turn paperwork in. It takes 30 days for them to get their stuff turned in. Then it takes 30 days or 45 days to get them a home. So now you're like 2.5 months out. You know, that's 2.5 months that you lost when you could realistically be taking your classes and doing everything while you're working, you know. So I advise if you're in that situation, you're able to do that, for sure, 100% do that. Another question, what areas of town do you expand other than far west side? Any new town cities you will see boom? Man, so we really, as a team, we service all of San Antonio, New Braunfels, Cibolo, every aspect of around San Antonio and surrounding area. I have thought about, you know, kind of drifting off into Corpus area, Austin area, Houston. I actually met some lady at the dental office that I go to. She has a daughter, and we started talking about something, and she's like, hey, you should check out my daughter on Instagram, right? And I'm like, cool. So I went and looked her up. She has over 100K followers. She started here in San Antonio, was doing decent, and then moved to Houston and never looked back. Just is
I heard
crushing it. Yeah, so Houston is a whole different market, right? And I'm not an expert in the Houston market, so I can't sit here and tell you the facts of it, but I do know what prices are, and I do know how crazy it is over there. It's a completely different market than here, but it's very rewarding as well. So as far as expanding, I think that's something that I have thought about, moving to different places. And that's the beautiful thing about real estate. You know, you do have to get different certifications if you're going to different states and stuff like that. But nonetheless, you know, you can perform real estate in different areas. Have you thought about doing any other areas or? No, just here?
No, just here. I was thinking Austin for my brother-in-law to help him out.
Are you from here? From San Antonio?
We are from Laredo.
Laredo, okay. Isn't that where Bree's from? No, El Paso. Del Rio. Damn, I'm throwing out all kinds of names, dude. I was way off.
Bree's from Del Rio.
Bree's from somewhere not here, which is like you, right?
Laredo, Texas.
Yeah.
956.
Yeah, you're right, Jeremy. Support is major key. That's the biggest thing in anything that you do in life. I couldn't agree with you more. It's crazy. Everyone has difficult days and understand that work needs to get done. How do you balance personal life and realty? What do you do on your not so good days? Dan, that's a good question. Do you want to answer that?
On not so good days?
Yeah, so the question is, it says everyone has difficult days and understand that work needs to get done, right? Yeah. How do you balance personal life and realty? What do you do on your not so good days?
So how do we balance personal life? So I know for sure, like I said, I complete my task for the day. Mm-hmm. I kind of know what I have for each day. Uh-huh. So I go off of that and decide like, okay, I'm going to save this Saturday for my family, or this weekend we're taking a trip because I completed all these tasks. I'm good to go on all these things.
Yeah.
I think that's, but you know, always on call,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
because you never know. You always get calls.
So that's key. I mean, you have to set a time aside for certain things. And I think more so scheduling, you know, things on with real estate, it comes down to scheduling your life, right? So I talk about this all the time. My schedule, I live and die by my schedule. If it's not in my calendar, it doesn't happen. And sometimes Anna tells me, like, and she makes sure, like, hey, make sure you put it in your calendar, because if I don't, I will forget about it. I will double book myself, which I do all the time.
Oh man.
And it's hard, right? So you have to schedule time with family. On the hard days, I kind of just reset and just, you know, take a deep breath. That's the biggest thing, is getting frustrated and losing sleep or letting the frustration ruin your day is not going to change anything, you know? So being frustrated and letting that carry on to your week or the rest of your day,
That will hurt you.
it hurts you. Yeah. So it slows production. It slows things with your family. It causes, you know, conflict with your family, your wife, your husband.
You gotta just set your mindset, you know.
Yeah.
It is what it is. This is what happened.
Yep.
I'm not gonna let it take a toll on me, you know, and then move forward.
Yep. So, this is one last question, because we're kind of getting just to the end. Man, we can go on for days, but we're kind of getting to the end right here. The last question is from Lucas. He says, "What's the first thing you do for your business after you wake up?" So, you want to answer that question?
Like right when I wake up?
Yeah, right when you wake up. What's the first thing that you do for your business? And it doesn't have to be like anything, but what's the first thing business-wise that you do?
I check my emails.
That's good. That's good. It's a very honest answer.
But it's true.
Yeah, it's true.
You wake up and you just don't even brush your teeth. Check my email.
You ain't got no time to waste.
I got no time to waste.
For me, I check my emails as well. And I get so many spam emails too, so I have to run through them. You have to stay on them, or they go whatever. Right? You're a real estate agent yourself, and for me, I make sure I check my schedule. That's the biggest thing for me. I check my schedule, make sure I'm not missing anything, because there's days where I wake up and I check my schedule, and I wake up 6 a.m. or 5, whatever time my son allows me to get sleep from. Right. Yeah. I wake up at 6 and I'm check it and I'm like, oh damn, like I promised somebody I'd meet him at 7 or 7:30 or 8, and I'm like, damn, I forgot, right? So that's why I say, like, living and dying by the schedule is huge. So that's the first thing I do. But man, it's strictly by the schedule, because if I don't do that, it's not happening, you know. So
definitely.
Yeah, but we're man, we got 36 people live with us right now.
That's awesome.
We had a little issue with the YouTube thing. We're working on it. We'll get it fixed the next time, so that way if you have to join live through YouTube, we'll be live here and YouTube as well. So we're gonna be doing this every other Friday as of now. We have some other projects and things working right now, so we're gonna keep on track for every other Friday. You know, same podcast, just a different production, the Elevation Podcast. The goal of this podcast, and we're going to have different people on here, business owners, you know, different real estate people. This entire podcast isn't only going to be about real estate, but the main thing is to, you know, go into the weekend and stay elevated. Your mind, you know, start your day off right. We can't thank you guys enough for just hopping in. It's been amazing. You guys have asked great questions, and like I said, you know, we're gonna be every other Friday. This isn't gonna be the last time that Mayte is gonna be on the podcast either. So
put me in the comments if you want to see me again.
Yeah, let's get a vote. Let's get a vote going.
Let's get a vote.
How was she as a first guest? Yeah.
Let's talk about other stuff.
Yeah, we'll come up with some other topics. Next time. But yeah, you know, nonetheless, we'll be here every other Friday, so we'll be sharing it. We appreciate all the support. Again, Rick Ortiz, Mayte. This is the Elevation Podcast.
Thank you, guys.
Have a great Friday, a great weekend, and remember to stay elevated. I'll see y'all next time.
Found it.